My name is Sophie Harlan, and if you're listening to this, I'm finally free. It's October 17th, 2025, and I'm sitting in a cozy cafe in Asheville, North Carolina, with the Blue Ridge Mountains watching over me like old friends. But 10 years ago, those mountains were my prison. This is my story, a tale of whispers in the dark, a ghost's promise of fame, and two boys who stumbled into my nightmare and pulled me out. It's going to get chilling, so grab a coffee, settle in, and don't turn off the lights. Here's the truth behind the Asheville Attic Diary. It all began in the summer of 2015. I was 16, a dreamer with a sketchbook, living in a rickety cabin on the edge of Asheville. My mom, Elena Harlan, was a single parent, a waitress at a diner off Biltmore Avenue. She worked double shifts, her hands calloused from carrying trays, just to buy me art supplies, canvases, oils, brushes. She'd skip meals so I could take classes at the Asheville Art Museum. "You're special, Soph," she'd say, her eyes tired but warm. I loved her, but her sacrifices felt like chains. I wanted to paint the world, to see my name in galleries, not to be stuck in a small town, weighed down by her love. That was the moment July 23, 2015, changed everything. A thunderstorm hit the mountains, the kind that shakes your bones. Lightning cracked like fire, rain hammered our tin roof. Mom was at work, and I was alone, tossing in bed, my sketches scattered. Mountains that bled, faces hidden in clouds. Sleep wouldn't come. Then I heard it, a whisper, faint as wind through leaves, coming from above.
"Sophie, come closer."
I see your light. My heart raced. Our cabin, built in the 1920s, had an attic Mom called a junk heap. Old trunks, faded photos, secrets of past owners. I'd rarely gone up there, but that night, something pulled me. I grabbed my flashlight, climbed the creaky ladder, and pushed through the trapdoor. Dust choked the air, motes dancing in my beam like tiny ghosts. The whisper grew clearer, coming from a corner where an antique mirror stood, its frame carved with vines and faces that seemed to move. I stepped closer, breath fogging the glass. And there she was, not my reflection, but a woman, pale as moonlight, with long dark hair and eyes like bottomless wells. Her voice echoed in my head, "You paint the world as it should be. I can make you eternal." And my life broke apart. I should have run, screamed, called Mom. But I was hooked, terrified, thrilled, obsessed.
Who was she?
A ghost? A dream? I sat there all night, sketching her face in my diary, the one Mom bought for my birthday. I wrote, "She says her name is Elara. She promises I'll be a legend, but her eyes scare me." I saw visions, my paintings in the Smithsonian, crowds chanting my name. But there was a price. She needed me to join her circle in the mountains, to bring her something hidden in the attic. If you're thinking, "Sophie, that's a red flag," you're right. But I was 16, hungry for more than our cramped cabin. Comment below, what would you have done? Run. Or listen to the whisper. Let's see how brave you are. Days blurred into a fever. I'd fake headaches to skip school, sneaking to the attic while Mom worked. She'd ask why I looked pale, why I wasn't eating, but I brushed her off. Elara's voice filled my head, telling stories of a commune from the 1860s, artists who fled the Civil War, building on land stolen from the Cherokee. They performed rituals to bind their souls to eternity, drawing power from a cursed plot tied to Chief Whitepath's territory. A betrayal, a lover who sold them out, left them trapped, their spirits lingering. Elara, one of them, needed me to find her essence, an amulet hidden in the attic, to break the curse.
Or so she said.
I dug through trunks, finding letters from the 1800s warning of dark and bloody ground, Cherokee tales of spirits angered by stolen land. My hands shook as I uncovered the amulet, a small stone, glowing faintly blue, etched with symbols mixing Cherokee glyphs and European occult marks. Touching it sent jolts through me, visions of artists painting in ecstasy, then screaming as shadows swallowed them. Elara's voice grew urgent. "Leave tonight. The storm hides you. Your mother holds you back. She's not special." Those words cut deep. Mom's love felt like a weight. Her diner tips a reminder of our poverty. I started believing Elara. Maybe I was meant for more. So I made a choice that haunts me still. I packed a bag, paints, brushes, the amulet. I left my diary open on my bed, a cruel note scrawled. Mom, I'm finding my destiny. Don't follow. I didn't invite her to my new beginning, thinking she'd be better off without me. I slipped into the storm, lightning flashing like a warning I ignored. The hike was a nightmare. Mud sucked at my shoes. Branches clawed my face. The amulet pulsed in my pocket, guiding me past landmarks tied to Asheville's haunted history, whispers of Helen's Bridge, where a grieving mother's ghost lingers, echoes of the Battery Park Hotel's tragedies. Hours bled together, but I reached the clearing deep in the Pisgah National Forest. Ruined cabins formed a circle, overgrown with kudzu, centered on a mossy stone altar. Shadows moved, ghosts, translucent, holding brushes and palettes. Welcome, sister, they chorused. Elara appeared, her touch like ice. Place the amulet. Bind yourself. I did, and energy surged. Colors exploded in my mind. I painted under the stars, canvases alive with impossible hues, mountains that bled, skies that screamed. But dawn brought terror. My skin itched. Reflections in puddles showed Elara's eyes over mine. The ghosts confessed. Elara fed on us, using the Cherokee land's curse to trap creative souls in a loop of betrayal. The stolen ground, desecrated by settlers, amplified her power. I was no savior, I was prey. I tried to escape, hiking toward Asheville's lights. But the mountains twisted, like the old Appalachian tales of Haint, woods where paths loop endlessly. Fog thickened, Elara's screams ringing. You belong to me. Exhausted, I collapsed in a cave near the clearing, scrawling in a hidden notebook. It's a trap. Elara lies. Mom, forgive me. The curse held me, turning me into a shadow, painting in isolation, forgotten. Years blurred. I aged, but the amulet kept me unnaturally preserved, my art growing darker. Faces screaming from canvases, mountains weeping blood. Asheville moved on. The art district thrived with festivals. The Biltmore estate drew tourists with tales of the Pink Lady. Mom, heartbroken, sold the cabin and moved to Florida, her pleas in old news clips haunting my dreams. I was a cold case, a runaway whispered about in ghost tours alongside Zelda Fitzgerald's spirit at the Highland Hospital. Imagine finding a diary that says you're next. Would you keep reading? Drop a comment. Let's see who's brave enough to turn the page. Fast forward to October 2025. Two boys, Noah and Liam, cousins from Charlotte, changed everything. Their Uncle Ted bought our old cabin cheap, planning to flip it into an Airbnb for tourists chasing Asheville's haunted vibe. Noah, cautious, loved horror podcasts. Liam, bold, was all about urban legends, Helen's Bridge, the Jackson Building's ghostly jumper. They were 14, bored, and itching for adventure. One rainy afternoon, they explored the attic, now a dusty tomb untouched since my disappearance. Lightning flashed, echoing that night in 2015. Liam found my diary under a trunk, its pages yellowed but alive with sketches, Elara's face, the amulet, a map to the clearing. They read my words, hooked. If you find this, burn it all. Break the chain. Noah pulled up articles on his phone. Teen artist vanishes in storm, 2015. My mom's tearful face stared back. They were thrilled, terrified, obsessed. This is real, Liam whispered. We gotta find that clearing. Noah hesitated but couldn't resist the mystery. That night, they snuck out, backpacks stuffed with snacks, flashlights, and phones for evidence. The Blue Ridge trails were darker than they imagined, mist rolling in like from Cherokee tales of cursed lands. Owls hooted, wind whispered names. Elara intruders. Branches snapped behind them, shadows flickering. Was it imagination? Or something following? They reached the clearing at midnight. My paintings hung on the ruined cabins, glowing unnaturally under moonlight. I emerged from the shadows, wild-haired, eyes hollow, Elara's influence twisting my voice. Turn back. The circle claims all. Noah clutched the diary, stammering, "You're Sophie. We read your story. The amulet, the curse." Liam, braver, scanned the altar, heart pounding. Ghosts materialized, translucent artists, brushes slashing like knives. Elara rose, a swirling specter. "Intruders. They are mine." Vines snaked from the ground, wrapping their ankles. The land's curse alive. Liam screamed as a ghostly hand gripped him, cold as death. Noah, panicking, remembered my hidden note, tucked in the diary's back. "Shatter the amulet in sacred fire, Cherokee flint from the earth." Here's another hook. Picture yourself in that clearing, ghosts closing in, a cursed amulet pulsing. Would you fight or flee? Hit that like button if you'd stay. Let's see who's got guts. The boys fought, hearts racing. Liam dug in the dirt, finding flint like in the Cherokee rituals they'd read about online, a historian's post on Reddit about sacred fires breaking curses. Noah sparked a blaze, flames leaping blue from the cursed soil. They pried open the altar, the amulet pulsing like a heart. Elara lunged, her voice a banshee wail, like the Appalachian tales of spirits cursing unborn generations. The boys smashed the amulet into the fire. An explosion of light blinded them, screams shaking the trees. The ghosts dissolved, whispering, "Thank you." Elara's wail faded into silence. I collapsed, the curse lifting like a veil. Air rushed in, colors returned to normal. I gasped, tears streaming. "You did it." Noah and Liam, wide-eyed, helped me up. "Holy crap, you're alive." We hiked out as dawn painted the mountains gold, the land releasing its grip. I felt human again, free after a decade. Back in Asheville, I called Mom from a payphone outside a gas station. My voice broke as she answered, sobbing, "Sophie, is that you?" She flew up from Florida, and we reunited in this very cafe, hugging so tight it hurt. "I never stopped hoping," she whispered. I'd broken her heart, excluded her, thinking I was above her love. Now I knew, real love doesn't have a price. Noah and Liam, they're local legends now. They recorded the clearing on their phones, shaky footage of glowing paintings and my haunted figure. They posted it online, and it exploded. Hashtag Asheville Attic Mystery hit 10 million views on TikTok. People recreated my sketches, shared theories about Elara. Was she a Cherokee spirit? A settler's ghost? My paintings, those haunting canvases from the clearing, now hang in the River Arts District. I donate the proceeds to Cherokee land restoration, honoring the curse's roots. But here's the final hook, the one that keeps me up at night. Last week, in my new apartment overlooking the French Broad River, I heard a whisper, faint, like wind through leaves. Sophie, was Elara gone? Or does the dark ground hold more secrets? If you're ever in Asheville, find that cabin. Climb the attic. Listen closely. And tell me, what would you do if the mountains called your name? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more true mysteries.